So ever since that last incandescent show-off I made, I'll admit, I have been finding ways to find clear incandescents. And I don't just mean like one type, I mean basically getting the entire spectrum of clear incandescents, because frosted incandescents are nice, but clear incandescents just show off more light and stuff like that. So I'm going to be going over some tricks. These may not work depending on the retailers in your area or just your luck, restrictions, and shit like that. So I'm going to just move the lamp for a second. So this is a 25 watt globe style bulb. This is a 40 watt candelabra style with a medium base bulb. Oops, shit. This is a 60 watt appliance bulb. This is a 60 watt halogen. This is a 100 watt replacement halogen. This is just a halogen that's burnt out, but it's got an interesting story to it. Clear 150 watt incandescent and clear 200 watt incandescent. So that's all really nice to have. So I'm going to just plug them in, show them off for you, and then I'll tell you some nice tricks that'll be nice to getting more like these. So firstly is the 25 watt one. I think I showed this off in the last video. I'm not all too sure, but for a 25 watt bulb, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Puts out a decent amount of light. The one thing I don't like about this one, like I mentioned, or maybe didn't in my last incandescent video, is just specifically this one, how this one produces a ton of lines, but I think that's just cause the bulb is actually like that. But that's not really a big deal. So up next is a 40 watt candelabra style incandescent with a medium base. So for a 40 watt, hey, it feels like 40 watts. This one, I have no idea what the light output is because Sylvania and the box doesn't say. This one's 210 lumens. So here's this side of the house. Looks pretty decent for a 40 watt bulb. Honestly, I believe that 40 watt bulbs and 25 watt bulbs belong in lamps, and then the rest of them, your 60s, 75s, and 100s, are what should light the rest of your house, although I don't really have any sockets made for 75 watt bulbs. I actually don't have any sockets made for 75 watt bulbs, I just realized. So now we've got this appliance bulb. It's 60 watts. I believe it's 620 lumens output. So this one is a bit interesting. Firstly, it's smaller, I think because it's an appliance bulb. And it actually gets rather hot for a 60 watt incandescent. So here's just this area, lights it up pretty well. This one also has lines, but it's not as bad as that 40 watt. No, that 25 watt. This one, oh wow, that's really hot. Oh, jeez. Quick, just get this thing out of here. So up next is can't really see because I'm tired of running back and forth with the light. This is a standard halogen 60 watt, and it definitely feels brighter than the appliance bulb, more so because this one's 800 lumens compared to 620. This isn't really the best area to show off, I know, but the rest of the house is kind of too bright to show off. And just like your typical halogen, it has faster heating up, but also faster cooling down cycles. So now we've got a 100 watt equivalent halogen. It's 1490 lumens. Whoa! I have not fired that one up in a while. It almost feels like 100 watts, but I know that it's not 100 watts because you're about 200 lumens off. But I mean, that could definitely be, that's definitely as suitable as a replacement as you can get. So now we're moving on to the big guys. So firstly, here's this 150 watt one, which definitely has some miles on it because it has some burn marks near the top. Oy. It's still a pain to look at sometimes. I'm sorry, but the camera actually is gonna adjust the light sometimes, so it is a pain in the ass, but this is really lit up. This is lit up too. It's all really nice. The one thing that clear incandescents bother me with sometimes is the support wire lines that show up, but I mean, if that's really it, then I'll just, hey, it's a worthy sacrifice. So now we've got the largest one in the bunch, and that would be a 200 watt. Oh shit, that still actually hurts my eyes sometimes to look at when I'm not ready. So this is about as lit up as you can go. Very damn bright, very damn bright. And yeah, that's what I was talking about with the support wires showing up. It can be a pain in the ass, but it's alright. And I almost forgot, I got this special 300 watt bulb from Lowe's. Sadly, it's, I don't know where it says. It's 130 volts, which is sad, but it definitely does give off a nice amount of light. We're gonna fire this one up now, once I adjust everything. This one doesn't really have any place to call home. It's usually just a display bulb. Let me adjust that. Alright, kill the lights. And let's go. Yeah, that is really bright. That is extremely bright. Oh my god. I don't think the camera can even adjust now because it's so bright. The wall is extremely white. There you go. You might have something going. And it's usually... Something interesting about this one is sometimes it actually heats up the support wires. If you leave it on long enough, I doubt me turning it off, the camera could pick this up. But sometimes you'll actually see that the support wires, the bases for the support wires where the filament connects, actually turn red. Yeah, you can see it, you can see it. It's blurry, but you can see it. You can see it that time at least. And they take a bit to cool off. So that is something interesting about this bulb. So, where can you replace your frosted incandescents with clear ones? Well, 25 watts and 40 watts, like I said, those are lamp bulbs. These two 60 watts, that's 620, that's 800. They both work decently as 60 watt bulbs. I'd honestly take the 800 one. Then you have this 100 watt one. There generally can be a middle ground to finding a 75 watt clear bulb, but it has to be a halogen, and that would be one of the 1270 halogens. I've had a couple of those in the past. 100 watt, I think 1490 is really the closest you're gonna get, unless you just go on Amazon, because GE actually sells them in bulk in 20 4 bulbs a pack. It's not 24 boxes, 24 packs of 4, it's just 6 packs of 4 for 24 bulbs. But that $14.90, definitely can't complain about that. And then the 150 and 200, I don't think you're really gonna find a slot for that in your house, unless you just stick up a basic I forget what the word is. Ceramic socket. Ceramic socket. And then this one is really just for decoration. It just sits on my desk. It's just a part of the decor. And hey, it's nice to have. It actually replaces a box for this Sylvania 200 watt bulb that I had, one of the frosted ones. Oh, and let me talk about this. This is a halogen that burned out literally on day 1, because if you see there, if the camera will focus, you see that hole? That's supposed to be the seal cover, but that wasn't in, because you can see that this one has it. And of course the camera's not focusing. There we go. That one has it, that one doesn't have it. And it's interesting, it didn't burn out immediately. You could actually turn it on and it would just keep smoking up more and more and more. And eventually it did burn out after several cycles, because honestly for a second I was worried it would explode or some shit. But it didn't burn out immediately. I think because the entire capsule wasn't totally oxygen. So the smoke would actually twirl around in there, which is kind of interesting. I have no idea what was up with that, but that kind of failed pretty much immediately. And now I just have this one. And maybe I'll get more to replace my standard 100 watts, but hopefully that day will never come. So far I've actually only lost one incandescent in the last year, and that has been, I think that was a bathroom light. Yeah, that was a bathroom light. It was a 60 watt bathroom light. I knew that it was gonna burn out pretty quick, honestly, because it's in one of the exposed sockets and I could just see it really stretching out, so I knew that that one was going to be the first to go. So that's it for incandescents, and like I said, this one does have some burn marks compared to this one, but whatever. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.